It's your boy, Dee Brimsorr, aka Mega Heist. We back on another segment Behind the Brim. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about how we compile Brim Game 3, because it's about that time, you know what I mean? 4 is in rotation. It's headed towards almost 80,000 streams, so go support that tape, Brim Game 4. It's on that pith. Hell, go support the whole series, Brim Game 1, 2, 3, and 4. Drop a 5. Now, 5 is about to be hosted by Uncasa. 4 is hosted by Ali Vegas. 3, we had the Snoop Dogg trick tape on it. 2, we introduced more drill new music. Shout out to YO, Flip, Brim. And 1, you know what I mean? We had the recently departed Mayhem the Grim Reaper, who just recently left our label after a devastating battle versus Slim Brim. Shout out to Slim Brim. He's on a little vacation. He's healing up, and he's gonna be back on the platform soon. You know it. I definitely gotta get an interview. We definitely gotta chop it up about that battle, because that's something that you guys, I see y'all guys been going crazy over the still off the Instagram, the real so I'm gonna let y'all know, y'all gonna hear it from the horse's mouth again, somebody who battled him, who was also functioning as our A&R at a particular time. But we're gonna get into the story about Brim Game 3 right here. So meanwhile, we over here chopping up like we normally do. I was still in New York at the time, and you know, the homie was like, yo, when we drop the next one, I'm like, we're gonna drop it on New Year's, because we had dropped the second mixtape sometime in August. As y'all know, I got caught up in a situation with the girl I was living with at the time, so we was going through some shit. So a lot of promotion was not available at the time. I had to use resources to do certain shit and cover the house, and I was in the process of moving. So around Brim Game 3, I'm telling everybody, yo, I'm getting ready to move. Let's hurry up and get these songs together. So we started getting songs for Flip. Yo, my cousin just happens to call me, yo, cuz, I know you left me a message. I think I had left him a message around Brim Game 2. Let's circle back. My cousin, Cesar 4500, he been doing songs for quite some time. And there was a time he had reached out to me like, yo, cuz, can you help me with this internet shit? But at the time, I didn't have like all my resources in order. I didn't have the Renegade. I didn't build the Renegade. I didn't build the Brim. So I had to tell him no at the time. So when I circled around and actually established the platform, I was like, yo, I got room for you on this compilation mixtape, so hop on it. He happens to send me a big ass record, which is the Cali Life Snoop Dogg record. Go check that out on our Brim Game videos playlist. It's a fly ass song. It debuted on Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. And Red, who's also been promoting for us as well. So during this time, I'm getting the songs in order. He sends me the Snoop Dogg song, the MP3, we listening to it. My son like, yo, I Snoop on it? YB like, yo, I Snoop on it? I'm like, yo, I Snoop. He like, yo, no offense, niggas could suck my meat on this one, boy, because no offense, we got Snoop on this. I ain't even heard Snoop on the mixtape before, especially the East Coast. So I'm like, yo, we gotta send this off properly. So Mayhem, he's there at the time. He's like, yo, how you get Snoop Dogg record? I'm like, yo, my son was messing with Snoop. My cousin Cesar, he was signed to Snoop for Doggy Style Records, and went on to do his own thing. Big shout to Snoop, because Snoop was a major proponent of why we did so many streams with him on Brim Game 3. I actually got a plaque for that mixtape, and I'll show you that in another video. That's another story. But anyway, we get the host of more tracks. Duffel Bag Dollars, he circles back around. Him and YB, they schedule a meeting. I wasn't around. They wound up, you know, hashing things out. As y'all may or may not know, the second mixtape, we had to pull his tracks off, and me and YB almost got into an argument over that. And I'm like, yo, he coming back. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that, you know what I mean, YB and Duffel Bag Dollars was able to put the egos aside and work together, because I missed him, bro. I was like, yo, son, I had a host of his songs. At one point, I think he was mad at me. Came, he was like, yo, I need my songs. I gave him the songs. And then I think, like, when he came back, he was like, yo, I apologize. I'm like, yo, you ain't do nothing to me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You and Y had a little outing. So he like, yo, I know why, you know what I mean, D, you've been helping me since the start and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Just get to work, bro. That's all, you know what I mean? Get Young God, he wound up getting Young God, put some tracks down. We had to put them in the session. YB surprises me with Prima Dawn, And Prima Don's like, yo, I want to be a dual artist. I'm like, yo, bro, you gonna have to put in work, because Dollars is like our star artist right now, but you gonna have to put in some work. So he like, I got you. He bumps around. He comes, he spin back around, and my son dropped he dropped Rough and Tough and Look at My Moves. Both slammers, go check that out. They're on Brim Game 3. And I was like, yo, this is making the tape. So he winds up submitting some songs for the Brim Game exclusives. I held those down, and meanwhile we sit down, we start compiling the tape. We invite Slim over. Slim was the A&R at the time, so he's sitting down listening to the mixtape and shit. And I'm like, yo, this is almost done. So I had to circle back. I had to go get me who wasn't writing. I don't know what type of slump he was in. I kind of know, because he's coming back in the music. He was coming back in the music at the time, but it was just like the pacing. I was just like, yo, bro, what's with you, man? So I set up the station, the studio, and homie like, yo, bro, when the mixtape coming out? I'm like, the mixtape's coming out the first, like you normally do, with the exception of the second one. So he claimed not to know, but I'm like, whatever, hurry up, bring this behind to the studio. He brings us behind the studio. We wound up recording Black Limo Lex. He was in the, like, I guess because it was during the COVID, so he was like, yo, I can't be around too many people, so he recorded his verse. And after that, it was like a real Brim Game session, so everybody started pulling up. Prima Dawn started pulling up, so they got to meet him face to face. So they like, yo, we like your music, bro. So, you know what I mean? We tried to welcome him, but some people you can't just keep happy, you know what I mean? Some people, they just gonna have that resentment and some shit that it's internalized in their own, and that's their own problems. You can't help everybody. YB told me that all the time, and I've been trying to help make him all his career, and I just got tired of it, but that's another story. So he records the song, Black Limo Lex, his verse. He recorded his verse first. I hop in there, do the hook. My verse, Dollars hops on the shit. It's a slammer. Dollars finishes the end verse, the end ad-libs, and that's that. We go back home. I'm going to compile the mixtape. Raw surprises me. He stops by, sends me a track. We go hash it up, talk about some shit that we want to plan in the future. And Raw winds up sitting on the mixtape. So I'm about to upload the tape. And maybe a couple hours, Raw pulls up, and he sends me a Brim Game exclusive song. And we ain't updated, we ain't put it up on the channel yet. So he left it with me, and he's like, yo, D, I can listen to the tape. So I'm like, yeah, you can listen to the tape. So he listened to it. He like, damn, son, this is fly. That nigga's got R&B. I got reggae on him. I'm like, yeah, we got reggae on him. He was kind of like iffy about the reggae, but then he listened to the song, like, that shit fly, boy. And I could see it. He went to the kitchen. He was really zooming. I think he really got the gist. Like, yo, these niggas was taking this mixtape shit serious. So he went in his car, and YB like, yo, he go to the window. He like, yo, I don't even think Raw left yet. I'm like, yo, I think he in shock, bro, because we got this double mixtape. He probably like, yo, boy, these dudes is cooking, fam. And he actually sat and listened to Black Limo Lex. Shout out to Raw. I didn't expect it. He was like, yo, D, I didn't know he was capable of pulling out something like that. So a big shout out. He was on the track, and we released it. I have a little get together at my party, at my crib. So a lot of the artists came through, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to play the tape. So the first thing you know, I play that tape, that Rough and Tough come on. Everybody's looking around like, who the hell is this artist that got reggae on there? I'm like, yo, he got 2 slots on it. Y'all can't even guess the second song he had. And I think this young guy was like, yo, boy, this tape gonna be crap. Everybody was like, this tape gonna be crap. And this tape like, yo, this shit hard. So I hit up Interstate, because I usually Interstate will hit me up, but for some reason Interstate didn't hit me up. Interstate Lee, I'm talking about, y'all. So I'm like, yo, you listen to the tape? He's like, yeah, I ain't on it. I'm like, yo, you closing the tape. So I guess he was probably like, yo, hold on. So he went and listened to it. You know, it's like 23 tracks, 23, 24 tracks on there. He hit me back. He like, yo, God, that shit is hard. I'm like, yo, I appreciate it, but you know what I mean? That's y'all work. You feel me? So when he called me back, I knew he was like, yo, I see what D was talking about. Yo, D got this rolling. So everybody was surprised with the tape. The artwork, I tried to include everybody, because, you know, the first 2 tapes, I usually just show a hat or something. So I let everybody see, you know, what the artists look like on the tape, because a lot of people are asking me, yo, What does NSA Lee look like? What does Mayhem look like? What does Duffelback Dollars and Young God look like? So I'm like, yo, y'all could go look at the mixtape cover and see what these artists look like. So they, you know what I mean? It had a really welcoming audience to the tape. So I was really surprised. The first single was Cali Life, and I submitted to Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. Shout out to Blizz, also Kareem Blizz Johnson, who I want to have on this platform very soon. Doggy didn't put the video up, so I'm in my crib pacing like, yo, bro, he don't like